I'm going to walk you through a few things you can see and expect to happen on Thursday endurance training rides with the Spin Zone racing team. As you can see, a small gap has been made. In order to keep the group pace high, I need to bridge this gap and stick on Michael's wheel. Riders in the group are expected to point out obstacles to the riders following. Make your way to the front of the group in a smooth and predictable pattern. When the entire group rides smooth and predictable, it enables everyone to ride closer together and makes for a very efficient paceline. The same applies to peeling off the front. Pull off the front smoothly and predictably. Being smooth and predictable will make the ride fast and keep everyone safe. Pointing out potholes to the riders behind me. Here I sight Ed's back tire to match his speed as he comes left to the front of the pace line. This makes the pace line smooth and keeps the pace very high. The riders in this video are used to riding with each other. They put a lot of trust in each other's skills. This trust enables them to follow closely in the pace line at a high rate of speed. I'm now moving to the back of the line, getting ready to jump sides. I get moving a little too fast here. Instead of using the brakes, I slowly move out into the wind in order to slow down. This prevents using the brakes and is more predictable for the riders behind me. Again, here you can see that I get moving just a little too fast. I move over to the right, wind, slow down, stay calm, and I get right back on the wheel. This time moving fast and smooth. Here's a couple more examples of the guys moving smoothly to the front of the line. You'll see Ed coming around me, sighting my front tire, then move to the left. You'll see Paul do the same thing. He'll look over, front tire, move to the left. Steve on the TT bike to my right leaves a little extra gap because the TT bike takes a little extra time to brake in emergencies. Watch for the last guy, come across smoothly, follow the line up. You guys are working really well together. When you're moving back in the pace line, always watch for that last guy. Be prepared to get on his wheel as soon as he comes by. Riders to the left of me are riding well together in the pace line, close together, fast and smooth. You see these riders moving to the front of the pace line and slowing down just slightly. Slow down just a little bit. You're going to come across early to fill the gaps in the pace line. Make sure you signal to the riders behind you. Real quick hand signal there. And still frame. You can see it. Circled. One motion. Real quick signal. I'll kind of ease over. Go pointing out a hole in the road. Here you can see Brett looking back to check the traffic and a signal to turn left. Notice how Brett keeps the pace up through the turn. Good job. Here you can see multiple riders signaling their intent to turn. There's a little gravel in this turn, so guys are a little cautious. And I can see everybody reorganizing for a slight incline. Here you can see Rob coming to the back of the line after a pull. You can see Rob looking to the right to sight the last guy in the line. Here you can see Paul checking to his left, pulling off the line. This is a really courteous and insightful move by Paul. He knew there was a gap opening. He knew that Rob and I were behind him, so there's a good chance that we'll pull through and bring Paul back up in with the group. Here you can see me jumping sides. I get going a little too fast to the point where I have to feather my brakes. It can cause a lot of problems in a Paceline that's moving at a fast pace. Then fold the line up. See there's a little gap opening up there. It gets over the side, they'll let me get through. You see the shadow of the riders behind me as they jump on to keep the Paceline going. And I catch up to Mike, stick on the wheel. Here's an example of some nonverbal communication in the pack. So you see Mike come around Brett, take a look back, checking to see if I'm going to follow him. So there's a stop ahead sign the guys like to sprint to. And I'm going to get on his wheel, get in his draft. Mike's going to get to top speed, come around and do my portion. It's really fast for me at this point. And we missed this one a little bit. We should have another guy coming around. Here you can see Rob sighting my front tire by looking under his elbow. And when the Paceline's really close together, it's easier to look under. See, these guys are riding pretty well together. And I've come to the back, so you'll watch me sight that last guy. Start coming over nice and easy. Don't leave a very big gap. Here you can see I'm off to the side of the Paceline because I'm either getting something to eat or blowing my nose or something, but I'm getting out of the line in case something happens. See me coming to the back of the line, come forward. Last guy, get on his wheel. There are several things you learn to work out during the ride. You see me coming around a little fast. And Ed starts coming around at the same time. So just keep calm, let Ed through. Ed's gonna take his pull and get to the left. And then it's my turn to get around to the front. So here you see everybody signaling a right turn. They're yelling gravel. You can't hear it in the footage, but there's a lot of gravel here on this road. So everybody kind of spreads out a little bit. Now, again, keep calm when things happen, right? It's pretty close, but I don't think I even braked at all. You can't hear it from this video, but as Joe came around on my left, Mike said that he's coming around on my right. So he's in there a little tight, but he keeps really calm. It's easy. The rest of us see him coming through. Here's an example of keeping the pace through the turns. There's a little gravel here. The whole group wants to keep the pace up. You see Joe come around the turn, continue on through. Here you can see John and Brett signaling There's riders ahead. Again, slow motion. You see John waving. Then you see Brett waving everybody to the left. There's riders up. Common to come around slower riders and obstacles at a slightly different pace. As you can see, I get off to the right of Brett just a little bit to get into the wind so they don't have to brake. Here I'm coming to the front of the line, and off in the distance you can see some riders up. You can't hear me yelling it in this video, but you call back to the riders behind you. Riders up. Left of the lane, around them. Get back over as soon as you can. So this is towards the end of the ride. There's a stop ahead sign that the guys like to sprint to, and if we can get it worked out, we usually try to do a nice lead out. So as you can see here, get out the side to see Mike's up front, Brett's following, Tim's behind them. So I had just done a pull, so I'm trying to get a little bit of rest, knowing that I need to come up front to pull for Brett to do the lead out. So I see Mike just pulled off, so he was finished. So I get around as soon as I can to get up front for Brett. This is kind of a longer lead out, knowing that we didn't have as many guys up front to do a sort of like a lead out train to get like 3 or 4 guys to go at a time and then lead a couple sprinters out. So we'll get over this hill, and I'm pretty taxed at this point. I know that I just need to get to the bottom of this hill, to the point where they can see the stop ahead sign, and then they'll take off. Yeah, I'm standing and sprinting now because I'm just about done. Riders up. Off to the left so the sprinters can get around, and you can see them taking off. These guys are really fast. You see the stop ahead sign here in the video. And there you go. So the stop ahead is a safe place to sprint to.